The registration clerk didn't look at the physical tests. She stamped support mage onto Aoi's card. His sword-calloused fingers trembled against the word. The test had clearly shown swordsman aptitude.
Wait, this is wrong. I passed the swordsman exam. Check again.
The clerk didn't look up. No error. Next.
Without swordsmanship, I'll fail in a month. This is a death sentence.
The support mage classroom was cramped, filled with frail students. Aoi stood out like a weapon.
They're all so weak. They stare like I am an invader. I'll find a way to channel magic through my sword. I won't give up.
That night, he began secret hybrid training, sword in one hand, spellbook in the other.
This card won't chain me. My blade knows the truth.
In the support mage class, Aoi attempted his first spell. A basic defense buff. A pathetic puff of smoke answered.
My body fought the spell. This is useless. I am a swordsman.
That night, alone in the practice room, he drew his sword and readied a support spell. He forced the magic into the blade.
This clash, my muscle against magic. It's like my arm is the catalyst.
The spell detonated, not as a protective ward, but as a shockwave that splintered the training dummy.
My body amplified the spell. This isn't support magic. It's weaponized.
He tested again, a speed spell on his legs, then a sword lunge. The strike ripped through the air.
If anyone sees this, they'll call it heresy. I must hide it.
Night after night, in secret, he honed the hybrid art. Sword strokes, laced with buffs, shields turned into blades.
This is my path now. The wrong class opened a locked door.
Months later, the Academy forced a joint sparring session. Support mages paired against swordsmen.
They paired me with a bully who muttered frail mage under his breath.
The bully lunged, sword whistling. Aoi dodged, casting only weak barriers. But the assault didn't stop.
He'll break my guard. I have to mix it. Speed buff into a slash.
A blue flash. Aoi's blade carved the air, and the bully slammed into the ground, stunned.
A support mage shouldn't move that fast. Who are you?
That spell, it wasn't pure magic. He channeled it through his body.
Aoi waved it off. Just a fluke. But later, Nanus cornered him in the corridor.
Your magic feels physical. Support spells don't amplify muscle. What are you hiding?
She'll dig. I have to bury this deeper, but for how long?
I checked your physical test scores. Aoi, your swordsman aptitude was top tier. Explain it.
I trained harder than anyone. My body just outperforms the average mage. Nothing else.
Support spells don't respond to muscle. Your hybrid style isn't natural. It's a contradiction.
Believe what you want. The records say I'm a support mage, and I am not breaking rules.
That evening, heading back to his dorm, Aoi passed the administration wing. Two voices seeped through a door, the class reassignment from last year. It was a manual override. No authorization log.
That's my registration year. They're talking about my class swap.
Someone with high clearance changed it deliberately. But the identity is buried. The footsteps receded.
Not an accident. Someone wanted me in that class. This whole year was manufactured. If this was deliberate, why? And who would benefit from breaking me?
The mid-level tournament was Aoi's gamble. A chance to push his limits without the Academy's full gaze.
If I slip, the secret dies. But I have to push further.
He faced a C-rank opponent. With a speed buff fused to his sword, he won in one strike. The crowd saw a support mage move like a storm. Suspicion crystallized. That night, he found a folded note tucked between pages of a borrowed tome. The note read, "Stop. You are drawing attention you won't survive."
They know. Someone is monitoring me, but I won't stop until I find the truth.
He searched the library for days, digging through records on class exceptions in an old genetic thesis. He found it. Body Mage Resonance. A rare ability to fuse muscle with magic.
If this is real, then my class wasn't an error. Someone forced this on me.
I accessed the Academy's private archive. Your original class was Swordsman. It was changed manually.
I requested the change myself. I wanted to prove I could surpass the system.
Your magic doesn't match a normal support mage. It's amplified by muscle, not intellect. Don't lie again.
She's too close. If I don't find who did this, she'll expose me first.
That night, he slipped into the Academy's basement archives. Dust-coated shelves and forgotten registries. In a sealed file, he found his registration. Original class crossed out. A manual override stamp. Override authorized by administrator. Clearance alpha. Signature blocked.
An administrator with high clearance. This wasn't a simple glitch. It was a deliberate act.
Beneath the redaction, a partial insignia remained, a family crest of a crescent moon over a blade.
That emblem. I've seen it before. Whoever they are, they'll answer for this.
Aoi traced the partial crest to a high-level administration office deep inside the academy. Behind the desk sat a man with cold, impassive eyes. He didn't flinch.
You changed my class. That crest is yours. Why did you do it?
The administrator's voice cut like ice. You are mistaken. Leave now or face expulsion. Aoi's fists clenched. The threat was real. Exposing this truth would bury him before it ever saw light. Later on the training grounds, the top S-ranked student, Riku, barred Aoi's path.
You've been hiding behind a support mage label. I saw your speed. Fight me for real.
A crowd gathered. Refusing would label Aoi a coward. Accepting would expose his hybrid nature before the entire academy.
If I fight, they'll see the truth. If I run, I lose everything. No choice.
Ao drew his sword. The duel that would decide everything was set for the next dawn. At dawn, the duel arena filled with every student and teacher. Aoi and Riku stepped onto the stone circle. Aoi cast only support spells, barriers, minor speed boosts. He dodged Riku's relentless slashes.
Stop hiding behind magic. Fight like a real swordsman.
He won't stop. If I hold back, I'll lose. I have to unleash it.
Aoi channeled a full body strengthening spell through his sword. The blade exploded in blue light. In a single motion, he carved through Riku's guard. The shockwave hurled Riku across the arena. Silence. Then gasps. A support mage had just defeated an S rank with a swordsman's technique.
This is a violation. A support mage cannot perform such physical magic. You will answer for this.
The academy chief rose, face twisted with fury. The rules were absolute.
I won. But now they'll destroy me for it. Unless I can prove the truth.
Within hours, Aoyu faced a disciplinary panel. The academy chief presided, his expression marble cold.
I never chose support mage. It was a registration glitch. I just adapted.
It wasn't a glitch. I found the manual override. Someone with admin clearance swapped his class deliberately.
The chief silenced her with a raised hand. Guards nudged her toward the door. Aoi was suspended pending inquiry. Any further hybrid magic would result in permanent expulsion. That night, alone in his dorm, Aoi stared at his class card. The printed words felt like a brand.
A presence. The door didn't creak. Someone is in this room.
A hooded figure stepped from the shadows. The moonlight caught a familiar crest. A crescent moon over a blade.
You've been searching for the one who changed your class. Here I am, little brother.
Brother. I don't have a brother. Who are you?
I am Ren. I changed your class because your blood carries body mage resonance. This was no accident. It was an experiment.
You experimented on me, using me like a lab sample without my consent.
Ren's fingers twitched. He opened a small hollow screen displaying DNA helices, the evidence of his research.
Your genome has the rare resonance marker. It activates only when your body is pushed to merge opposite forces.
So my entire year of torment, the suspicion, the isolation, was manufactured by my own brother.
I was 12 when our father's research was destroyed. He died trying to prove that hybrids could exist. I had no other way.
You sacrificed my safety, my future, for a dead man's dream? I didn't ask for this war.
You were never safe. The rigid system would have crushed you anyway. At least now you have power.
Aoi's breath caught. The words cut because they carried a warped truth.
I watched you from a distance, unable to intervene. I wanted to see if the resonance would awaken. You didn't disappoint.
He sounds almost proud, but my suffering wasn't his victory. This revelation changes nothing, except now I have a target.
If you expose me, they'll bury our father's research forever. Both of us will be erased.
You are asking me to protect you. After you stole my future?
I am asking you to see beyond us. This is bigger than your anger.
Ren vanished. Aoi sat in the hollow silence, the weight of the choice crushing him. He wandered the academy grounds at dawn. Every corridor felt like a prison. He stopped near a training room. A boy, strong, built for swords, choked out a failed spell under a mage's sneer.
That's where I was. A year ago. The system demands purity and destroys anyone who deviates.
On a notice board, a crumpled petition for class flexibility, hung with "denied" stamped across it.
This system didn't just target me. It's been crushing others for decades. I can't expose Ren. That would only satisfy my rage. But I can destroy the machine that created him.
Aoi strode into the academy's great hall, his sword tapping the stone floor. The chief and the entire disciplinary board turned.
I didn't choose my class. It was forced on me. But I am not here to accuse. I am here to prove the system is broken.
He raised his sword. A support spell surged through the blade, and a controlled shockwave shattered a wooden target.
I've seen his records. His body fuses with magic unnaturally. If that's possible, our class boundaries are nonsense.
Enough. Hybridization is a violation of tradition. But if you truly are an anomaly, prove it in the dungeon of Eldergate. Survive alone, and we will reconsider.
Eldergate. The trial that's killed every A rank who entered. He's throwing me to the wolves. But I have no other way. I'll enter that dungeon. And when I return, I'll tear down the walls you've built around every student like me.
The crowd erupted in murmurs. The chief's expression didn't change. Aoi walked out into the fading light.
You idiot! That place will eat you alive.
Maybe. But at least I'll die fighting for something bigger than myself.
The Eldergate dungeon sealed behind Aoi. Darkness swallowed him, broken only by his sword's blue glow. Monsters lunged from every shadow. Aoi fused speed buffs with slashes, carving a path of light.
They keep coming. My barrier can't hold. I'm running out of mana.
Pain ignited the resonance. His body and magic fused deeper. His blade became a living extension of his will.
Break.
The dungeon fell silent. Aoi collapsed, breath ragged. Every muscle screamed. The Academy's watchers gasped. As Aoi staggered out, sword shattered but eyes burning. He had done it. In the shadows near the gate, Ren slipped away. A stabilizing rune vanished from the dungeon wall. A note fluttered at Aoi's feet. The resonance needed a push. You are not alone.
Ren saved me. This trial wasn't just mine. It was our father's legacy. Now I have to finish it.
The Academy board, stunned by Aoi's survival, grudgingly acknowledged the possibility of hybridization.
You have proven an anomaly. We may review class restrictions, but there is another matter.
A guard produced the stabilizing rune, and the security footage showing Ren's hand placing it.
Administrator Ren interfered. This is a capital offense. His career and freedom end here.
This is it. Protect him and risk everything, or let him fall and salvage my victory. Stop. Ren didn't act alone. He's my older brother. The class swap was a deliberate experiment to awaken body mage resonance in me.
You confess to a conspiracy? This was all calculated.
It was. But without it, I'd be dead. Ren's crime saved a hybrid talent. The system forced his hand.
Ren dragged in chains, locked eyes with Aoi. No words passed between them.
We'll stand together now. If we fall fighting.
The board ordered an immediate investigation. Ren's sealed lab revealed decades of genetic data, dozens of students with dormant resonance markers. Whispers spread. A swordsman who bled magic. An archer whose arrows curved with spell guidance. They stepped forward.
I have records of Aoi's original swordsman exam. The manual override is clear. This wasn't just one case, it's a pattern.
If hybridization is a natural trait, our class purity laws are flawed. But the rules were still broken.
You can't punish a man for exposing the system's failure. His research saved my life. Let us prove hybrids can coexist.
Hours of deliberation. Ren's research was undeniable. The ancient term, body mage resonance, now had living proof.
This board declares, Administrator Ren is stripped of his position, but his research will be archived, and a pilot hybrid track will be established.
The room erupted. The old guards stiffened. Students cheered. Ren bowed his head, chains clinking.
You were right, brother. Our father's dream isn't buried anymore.
A crack in the wall. But the real fight just started. Now I'll find every resonance carrier they tried to hide.
In the weeks that followed, Ao and Ren submitted a joint proposal, converting the old support mage classroom into a hybrid training hall.
We need to find other resonance carriers, especially among the commoners. They're the ones crushed most by the system.
Aoi ranged through the academy's neglected dorms. He tested students with physical trials fused with magic, seeking the mismatched. A girl who punched a training dummy and left scorch marks. A boy whose sword sang with healing light. Their resonance was raw.
Forget your old classes. In this room, we forge a new path. Sword and magic together.
The first weeks were brutal. Spells misfired, swords shattered, but Aoi pushed them relentlessly.
I cross-checked their records. Every one of them was mislabeled or pushed into the wrong class. Their resonance is real.
On demonstration day, the hybrids unleashed coordinated strikes, swords wreathed in spellfire, barriers that exploded into shrapnel. Even the old guard's whispers silenced. The chief watched, expression unreadable.
These few are proof. Now, I'll find every resonance carrier they tried to hide.
The Academy board gathered one last time. The weight of centuries pressed against the stone walls.
After reviewing the hybrid demonstrations and Ren's research, this board will vote. Dissolve the binary class system permanently.
Silence swallowed the hall. Then, a glowing tablet, lit with the final tally. The old guard's resistance broken.
The motion passes. From this hour, no student will be assigned a single class against their aptitude. Hybrid training is law. Aoi Shirogane, you are appointed head of the new Hybrid Academy. Ren Shirogane is pardoned and will serve as your chief advisor.
I accept. And I promise, no one will ever be forced into a class that doesn't fit them again. Nanas. I couldn't have done this without you. You saw the truth before anyone else.
I just followed the evidence. You made it matter, Aoi. This is your victory.
That night, the class purity law was struck from the Academy's code. The old registration cards were burned in a ceremonial pyre.
No more wrong classes. Only the right to become what you are.
2 years passed. The Hybrid Academy rose from the old barracks, its doors open to all who dared combine muscle and magic. Aoi watched students flow in, a swordsman with a spellbook tucked in his belt, a mage with gauntlets glowing faintly. On the training grounds, a girl launched a fireball from her fist. A boy parried it with a shimmering ward blade, laughter mixed with the clang of steel.
This is what I fought for. Not a glitch, not a secret, just the right to be whole.
Ren joined him, no longer an administrator, but a teacher. His glasses reflected the morning light.
The first class of true hybrids graduates today. Father would have wept.
Ao's hand moved to the hilt of his sword, the same blade that had shattered in Eldergate, now reforged and glowing faintly.
The error that started it all became the foundation of something greater.
He slipped the card into his pocket and walked toward the training ground, the next generation already waiting. No more wrong classes. Only the right to become what you are. The new card glinted in the morning light, embossed with the title that had once been impossible.
It started with a lie, and now it's the only truth that matters.
He slipped the card into his pocket, the same pocket that once held a support mage decree. Ahead, the training ground pulsed with life, students weaving spells into swordplay.
The first generation of free hybrids. Are you ready for them?
They're already stronger than we were. They only need the path.
Ao descended the steps, blending into the crowd of his trainees. No longer an anomaly, just a teacher.
The wrong class gave me the right fight. Now they'll never have to fight alone.
The sun climbed over the Hybrid Academy, a former prison now a sanctuary for the once misplaced. And somewhere in the archives, a single registration card from years ago was kept, its support mage line struck through, replaced by hand. Hybrid, in the Academy's deepest archive, where dust motes danced in the single shaft of light. Aoi found the old registration ledger.
The card you just looked at. It was the first. Every hybrid who came after owes their freedom to that mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. It was a message we were too afraid to read.
The door creaked. A young boy, no older than 12, stepped inside, his eyes wide at the towering shelves. He held a crumpled registration slip. The printed class had been crossed out by an angry hand.
Let me see that. What's your name?
The boy's voice trembled. They said, I failed the magic test, but when I punched the dummy, it caught fire.
That's not a failure. That's a gift you haven't been allowed to use. Come with me.
Aoi led the boy toward the same hybrid hall where his own path had begun. The sun caught the reinforced doors.
Error, gift, revolution. The right words only matter when they set you free.
The boy stepped into the hybrid hall, its floor scarred by countless training battles. The air hummed with residual magic.
He's exactly like I was. Fear and fire in equal measure. This isn't a weapon of a single class. It's yours to define.
The boy's voice wavered. But they said I can't. That I have to choose.
They were wrong. I was given the wrong class once. It made me strong enough to break the rules. Now they don't apply to you.
Ren watched from the doorway, a rare smile on his face. Beside him, Nanaze held a stack of new registration forms, every one of them blank in the class field. The boy lifted the sword, and for a moment, a faint blue glow flickered along the edge. Not magic, not magic, not muscle, but the first spark of resonance.
The error became the answer. The cage became a door.
Outside, the Hybrid Academy's banner snapped in the wind, its emblem, a crossed sword and spellbook over a crescent moon. Aoi rose, and as the boy swung into a clumsy guard, he knew the strongest class was the one no one could assign you. The afternoon light slanted through the Hybrid Academy's windows, painting the training floor in gold and blue. The boy's clumsy guard steadied. Aoi adjusted his elbow with a gentle hand.
Don't fear the mismatched parts. They're what make you whole.
Outside, The last of the old class banners were being lowered, replaced by the crossed sword and spellbook beneath the crescent moon. Aoi walked to the balcony and looked out over the sea of training students. The clash of steel and hum of spells had become a single song.
I was never a support mage. I was the bridge between two worlds.
The sun dipped behind the academy, casting its shadow over the old registration hall, now a museum to the mistakes that made them free. Somewhere inside, a framed registration card hung in the archive. Its support mage line struck through, rewritten in a steady hand. Hybrid. Ao turned away from the balcony, his own hybrid card resting over his heart. The strongest class was never on paper. It was written in every heartbeat, every clash, every moment a student chose to become more than a label.